Hi everyone, this is Rebecca. I know it's been a while, it's been over a year since I've done a video, but I figured I'd do a recap of the Google Earth images that God showed me of the giant faces all over the globe. And we're going to start in North America here on the screen. And right here is the side profile of a face. You got the forehead, the nose, the mouth area, the beard, and the shape of the face, and he's wearing like a turban type hat. And then right here is another face. Here's the forehead, the nose, the mouth, the chin, and it's got like an Indian headdress on, the kind with the feathers. And then right over here is like a wizard. He got an eye here, an eye here, the nose, the big long beard, wearing a wizard hat connected to the turban, and the body goes all the way down. Let's slide it up a little so you can see the body goes all the way down. Ooh. But let's zoom in on that face so you can see it better. You can see the eye and the nose and the beard really good here, wearing the wizard type hat. And here's that other face with the nose, the mouth, the beard, and the turban hat. And then the Indian face here, the forehead, the nose, the mouth, the chin, and the shape of the face. And then right under them, right here in this area here, is another face. And when I was in spirit going through the discovery of all these faces on Google Earth, God told me that this is what Jesus looks like. He's got one eye here with an eyebrow, another eye with the eyebrow, the nostrils here, and the mouth here. And you can see the silhouette of the shape of the face going all the way around. And that's what I've also found that face all over the globe. And what I'm finding is happening with the Google Earth images that I found is Google Earth is blurring out most of the images of Jesus on the Google Earth. So my videos that I have in the past, I have 4 videos. I have a 4-part series of videos going over all of these images in great detail, and I would appreciate it if you would come and see them. Very few people have been able to tune in and see my videos, and they're very detailed, and I think you would enjoy checking them out to see what I've done in the past. Now there's a really big face that's the whole area. This is the ear, and this is the head coming up, and this would be like the hairline. And you got one eye here and one eye here. And then this is like the nose mouth area here. And the shape of the face comes down, and it takes up the whole continent. But in the ancient times, they spoke of giants back in the olden days. And I believe the giants are what we now call continents. And if you go over to Mud Fossil University's channel, he goes over the DNA that he's found in stones all over the place. And he's had testing done. And he's finding that all of our land that we're on is all body parts that we're on. And then with the images that Google Earth has, it further shows that there were giants in the olden times. And we're living on their dead carcasses. And it's a very strange world we live in. But this is what we got here. We got giants all over the place. Now here, right here in this spot, is a girl's face. She's got one eye here, the other eye here, the nose with the nostrils, the lips here, and the chin in the shape of the face with a little part in her hair. And she's got dark hair and it's long. It flows all the way down. And then you can see here is like the breast area. And she's wearing a white top. And then right next to her, let me pull him up in the center of the screen so you can see him good too, is a little character that reminds me of the character off of Batman with the Danny DeVito character, the little short fat guy. Here's the face here. And he's wearing a top hat. And he's got the black coat on with the tail. And a fat belly. But this looks like the Danny DeVito character out of the Batman movies. And then right above his head, the hat part of the head, is two little babies. His head turns into the two little babies. This is one baby's head here, a little black baby here. And then a little white baby here with a little toque on. You can see the eye and the mouths are connected together. And then the little black baby has an arm here and a little leg here. And the white baby has like angel wings here. And the black baby looks like it's sucking the breath out of the little white baby. And it also looks like it has a reptilian tail. And then here is the bunny rabbit. You got one eye here, right here, and the other eye here, and the nose, and the floppy ear, and the other floppy ear. And then right on the bunny's body, this is the body of the bunny, is a shadow figure. You got the little head here, the arm stretched up with like a little balloon attached with, here's the little balloon, and the other arm hanging down, and then the body silhouette here. And then right here, go over here, is like a book-shaped area here. It's kind of in the shape of a book. And you can see little faces in it. There's an eye here, little mouth, and the chin, and another eye. This eye's washed out in the mouth. And the other side of the book doesn't have any entities on it that I can see, but you might be able to see some. But these are just images that God showed me. One night I was playing on the Google Earth, and all of a sudden I was getting led all over the place and being shown all these faces all over everything. It was totally bizarre. And it woke me up to a whole new way of viewing things. Let me show you that image of Jesus again. There's the eye and the eyebrow, and the eye and the eyebrow, and the nose, and the mouth here. And when you scroll over to the other side of the globe, it turns into a giant serpent. Let me make it a little small. Oh, the clouds are showing up. Okay. But you have an eye here, and the mouth with the split fork tongue. It's got the little split on it. And it's got horns, like a horned serpent. And then when you scroll down to the body part, there's the neck. And this is the body of the serpent. And right here, let me get it so it shows up better. Right here is a baby's face. You got one eye here, the other eye here, the mouth, and the crown of the head with the little ear. And it looks like a baby's face right here. And then right next to the serpent is what I call Cernunnos, because the CERN Hadron Collider is right here in France. And there's an eye here, the little pointy nose, and the jagged teeth mouth. And there's the shape of the head. And the body comes down. And it's got a reptilian tail. And one arm sticks out here. And but I call this one Cernunnos, because Cernunnos is an ancient, I think it's a Norse mythology character. And he's I believe he brings destruction. And you got the Vatican here, and Cernunnos is right in, or CERN Hadron Collider is right in this area. And then what I forgot to go over in my previous videos, let me find it, is Antarctica looks like a bunny. You got the bunny ear, you got the forehead, the eye, the little nose, and the body of the bunny. And Australia also looks like a bunny. I gotta find Australia. Whoop. These clouds really screw everything up. There's Australia. You got the face over here of the bunny with the little ears and the tail and the body and the little legs. But Australia looks like a bunny too. Now I want to go, hold on, I'm going to pause it for a minute and get it set up. Okay, we're back at the serpent head, and we're going to flip this over and come like this. Let's get this good and centered. Okay, right here, we have a face right here with the neck. There's the hair here, the forehead, the little nose, the mouth, the chin. And he's wearing like virtual reality glasses. And he's got a little heart tattoo on the side of his face. But you can see the neck here. And the whole head here. And then right next to him is a horse. There's an eye and the other eye, the mane, the snout, the body of the front body of the horse. But this is a horse right here. And then right next to the horse, let me slide it over a little. Right next to the horse is a fox. There's an eye here, another eye here, the nose, the whiskers of a fox right here. And then if you turn it just slightly, it turns into a bunny rabbit. You can see the bunny's eye, and the other eye would be here, and the nose, and the ear, and the other floppy ear is up here. But it's both a fox and a bunny rabbit. And then right under them is this guy. You can see the side profile of a face here with the nose and the chin and the dark complexion. and the long blonde hair, and he's wearing a red cape. And we're going to go into the eye here. They've did some Google blurring of this area, but we're going to go in and show you what they left for us to view. Okay, so they left us the girl. You can see a girl right here. There's an eye, a nose, a mouth, a chin, and she's got like a white veil over her face. And you can see her long dark hair flowing out all over. And then right next to her is a man's face. You can see the forehead, the nose, the chin, and he's wearing like a helmet kind of thing on his head. And you can see his body here. And I forgot to show you this face here. We have a eye right here, another eye, a nose, lips, shape of the face, a part in the hair right here, and it's long blonde hair. And if you turn this guy's face upside down, it turns into another face. You got the forehead here, the nose, the mouth is right here, and the chin comes down, and he's wearing a helmet. And then you turn it sideways like this, and there's an eye right here, the snout, and the mouth is open with jagged teeth, and it's like vomiting out something here. So it's a multi-dimensional artwork that God has going on the Google Earth. And let me just put these images side by side so you can see them again. But that girl stands out perfectly clear in the guy. She's even got the reptile eyeball, the snake eye. See that? And her little nose and her mouth. And then we'll go to this part here. Let's zoom it in just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, here we have a face here of a bunny rabbit with the ears. You can see the eye and the nose and the shape of the face. And it's on a man's body. This is the torso of the body. And you can see the chest and the abs here. And he's wearing an apron right here, covering up his lower part. And then right next to him, there she is. Whoops. Is a girl right here. You got the eye and the mouth with the short blonde hair. And her shoulder comes down in like a V neck, like a hippie vest on. And you can see her hip right here. And her legs come down. And then right next to her is another face. There's an eye here, nose, split fork tongue, shape of the face with the little ear and the forehead. And that face has 3 faces in it. If you take your hand and cover it here, there's an eye, the nose, the lips and the chin and the shape of the face there. And then right here, cover this side, there's an eye, a nose, the hair of another face here. So this face here has 3 faces in it. And then right here, this face here looks like Donald Trump. There's an eye there, another eye, the nose, and the screaming mouth. And then right next to him, we'll go like this, is 2 reptiles, or raptors. There's the snout with the open mouth, and you can see the teeth and the bottom jaw and the eyeball. And then right next to it is another one with the open mouth and the bottom jaw. So they're like on top of each other here. And Jonathan Kleck, I don't know if you've ever heard of Jonathan Kleck, but he's very informative too of the Bible and the system we live in. And he goes over the 2 raptors because he found it in Obama's presidential portrait. He found 2 raptors. And when I found the 2 raptors on the ground, I was like, well, Jonathan's onto something, because they're right here. And you can clearly see the eye, the nose, the teeth, and this here. And this here are the 2 raptors that Jonathan goes over. And then right here, this area here is what I call Bill Gates, because it looks like Bill Gates to me with a pair of like sunglasses on. But this is the eye area with the sunglasses, the nose, the mouth, and it's got smoke coming out of the mouth, and the little chin in the neck here. And then the body comes down, and you can see the suit that he's wearing. He's got like a suit on. And the hair right here, like the way Bill Gates wears it, and there's his ear. But I call this the Billy Goat from Hell. And then, so let's move these over so we can get a group shot. And you can take that in for a minute. All the faces. You got the bunny rabbit here, the girl, the 3-face Obama image, Trump, the raptors right here, and then the Billy Goat from Hell and his body here. And then this other part of Mount Two-Side that I've gone over extensively in my other videos, and I would recommend you go over and view my other videos, because they've blurred this one out. They've purposely blurred this out, so now you can't see Jesus's face as clearly as before. And this is as clear as it gets now with this one. But you can't totally wipe it out because the faces are here to be seen. But this is the forehead, and here's the eye, and here's the nose, and the beard of a man here. And then right over here, this is the forehead, the nose, and the mouth, and the chin of a woman. Here's her other eye. Here's the other eye. But this is a woman's face here. And then right in the middle here is another face. You got the eye here, the nose. She's got a little heart tattoo on the side of her face. And she's wearing like a unicorn horn party hat right here. And you can still see underneath it, it still has the E. And then right here is a B, little e, C, K Y. And my name is Becky, or Rebecca, Becky for short. And this middle image here looks like me when I was younger. And I think God led me down this path to find all these images and to share them with you. And then right above here, you can still see this image. There's a little boy here with an eye here, an eye there, nose and mouth, shape of the face, wearing a little hat. And then, let me zoom it in a little more. It kind of blurs when you zoom in now. But there's an older man's face also. There's an eye, nose, mustache, and beard. And he's wearing a toque also. But let me zoom it. There, that's nice and clear. But you can see there's a child's face here and an older man's face up above. And then I'll show you what they did. Let me turn it upside down to the point where it used to be. You can still kind of see it, but it's not as clear. I have the picture on my wall here. Okay. So right here is Jesus's face. You can still kind of see his eye and his nose and his mouth and his chin right here. And then right here is a robot figure. This is the head and this is the upper torso of the body here of the robot. And right underneath it is a carcass of a body with the belly and the legs and everything. But let me get my other picture set up and I'll show you it. So this is what it used to look like. You used to be able to see his face clearly here with the eye and the nose and the cheekbone and the mouth and the chin. And Jesus told me this is what he looks like. And then the robot, here's the robot with the head and the eyes and the neck and the upper torso. And then here's the carcass of a side profile of a man. You can see the nose and the chin and the arm and the belly. And you can partially see the leg here. But this is what I believe our earth looks like. I believe we're on a giant carcass of a entity and we live in the shadow of the angel. You can see this dark angel wings. The angel wings come here and it comes down on both sides. I believe we live in the body of Jesus. Hold on. And on the Google Earth, you can still see the outline of the angel. Here's the top of it, and then the angel arm and the wing here and the body coming down. And Jesus is here. The robot is here. And this is the carcass and the body. But they blurred it out so it's not as clear as it used to be, like I just showed you in the canvas picture that I took. And let me see if these faces still show up. Yeah, these faces still show up. Let me zoom out a little bit. You got the nose, the chin with the beard, and the crown of thorns here. And that's the man's side. And then on this side is a girl's face. There's an eye there, and the other eye is blown out. This is like a blown out head over here. and the nose and the mouth. And that's this image turned upside down. But all this whole area here where the clown and dog were, they're right here. They're all blurred out now. And you can still kind of see the panda bear here. And you can see the Sphinx head here. And the Sphinx body. And the sword that I go over in my old videos. But I would recommend you go over to my older videos and watch part 1 through 4. It's about 2 hours of videos. Maybe a little bit longer, but it's right about 2 hours worth of videos going over in detail all these images that they've now scrubbed from the internet. And let's just show you those faces again here. The girl with the reptile eye, and the man with the helmet on. That's multiple dimension face. It's 3 different faces in one. And then all these characters here. The bunny rabbit, the girl, the Obama with the 3 faces in it, Trump, the raptors, and the Billy Goat from Hell with the body here. You can see his necktie and everything right here, and his suit coat. And then, let me get to another part. Hold on. Okay, now we're over by Damascus, and they've really blurred this area out too. You can still see they've since blurred this out since the other day too. You can't see the face as good as it used to be, but this is the nose and the side profile of a face with a helmet on. And then this here is Jesus's face. You can still see the eye and the fire coming out of his mouth and the side of his face here. The other eye is here, but this is Jesus. And there's a heart tattoo here in the ground. And they've also blurred out the image that looks like me here. But there's a girl here with an eye, nose, and a mouth, and the shape of her face, wearing a helmet. And the body comes down here. But they've blurred this whole area out. And I got it on canvas. Hold on. Okay. So here it is on canvas, but you can clearly see Jesus's face here. You got an eye here, an eye here, the nose, the mouth is open with fire coming out of it, and you can see the side profile of his face. He's got little shoots of flames coming out of the forehead area too. But I think he's taking vengeance on this character here that I just showed you is all blurred out now, but you can clearly see the eye, the nose, the mouth, the chin, and the helmet that he's wearing. And then the girl I just showed you is completely blurred out, but here it is on canvas. And you can see the eye, the short blonde hair, the shape of the face, the mouth, and then she's wearing like a military helmet with one eye covered by like an AI visor kind of thing. And this image looks like me. You can see the neck and the shoulder and everything. But this is another image that looks like me. But there's Jesus. And I believe this was one of the times he was taking vengeance on the darkness. This is Barak. Lightning falls from heaven. And Bawa Dan. And Jesus is El Mismayah. He misses us. And everything is named on this planet purposely, and calling this dark entity Barak is showing us that this is what Satan would look like, and this is what Jesus looks like, And I don't know why I am in these pictures, but for some reason I keep showing up, my face keeps showing up on the globe. So this is that area I just showed you on the canvas, and you can see it's all blurred out now. They blurred it all out, so you can't make things out as clear as they were in the canvas picture. And let's see if they've... Hold on. Okay, they did leave it. Over here is AI Safa. And I go over this too in my previous videos, but we'll do a recap today. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than my other videos, but that's okay. So here we have a split apple. This is one part of the apple with the little stem, and then this is the other part of the apple. We're going to go to this part because this shows the beast that Jonathan Kleck goes over all the time in his videos, and that's Kleck with K-L-E-C-K, Jonathan Kleck. He goes over the insect woman demon that is running this world. And this is her tattooed in the ground. She's got one eye here, the other eye, the little nose area, the mouth, the shape of the face with the antennas like a bug. And you can see her dark hair. And her neck is here and her shoulders. But this is the bug that Jonathan's going over all the time. And right at the base of her is a man. And this man has been totally ripped apart. But you can still see his eye, his nose, his mouth, and his chin. And he's got like a 50s slick greased hairdo with the high collared jacket on, and it goes down and it's open, and here's one arm and it's cut off right here. And here's his chest and his belly button. And then he's got pants on and one leg comes out and it's cut off right here. And this is the leg. And then the other leg comes this way, but it's cut off right here. And then his man part is going right into the mouth of the demon. See, this would be his man part, and it's going right into the mouth of the demon. And Jonathan goes over how the demon is eating our souls. And this is tattooed in the ground, and it's showing exactly what Jonathan's talking about. So let's flip this back over so you can see him again. But at some point in time, there was a battle, and his arms and legs were cut off. But you can clearly see his face right here. And her face right here. Let's go out just a little so you can see the antennas. But you can clearly see her face here. And I find it strange that the name of this place is AI Suffer or Al Suffer. And it's a dark area, and it's showing the suffering that goes on in the spirit realm. So let's see. Am I missing anything? I wanted to just do a recap, and what I'll do later on, I'll do another video. Here, look at the serpent. The horned serpent before the clouds show up. I'll go over the images that I have saved on my screenshots of things, because there's a few things that I'd like to go over. And the Mount Peniel images are no longer viewable, but we'll go over all those type of things in another video. This video is getting kind of long. We're at 39 minutes right now, so I just wanted to do a recap and ask you to come view my other 4 videos that I have. I only have 4 videos on my channel, and it's been about a year since I've done a video, and I'm going to try to do recap videos every once in a while of things, just to keep it fresh in the minds of people out there, and hopefully reach more people so they can see where we're living. We're living on giants, and they're all over the globe. And this is what Jesus told me he looks like. He doesn't look like what they portray him to look like in the movies and stuff. He looks completely different than that. And he's a beautiful spirit, and he's taught me so many things throughout the years, and I just want to share what he's shown me and hopefully reach some more people and spark the fire in you to look into Jesus and God and our creation, and expand your mind from the everyday mundane war and everything that's going on in this world. So hopefully you guys are all doing okay out there, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.